Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing Mono Red Ponza, and if you don't know what that means, it's basically a keyword for blowing up lands. That's the primary goal of today's video. This is Covert's list for the most part. Covert go blue. I changed a couple things where I added a card and I took a card out just to kind of swap it around a little bit to see what cards I like more. Especially the first thing I did is I went down on these and then I added a Fire Magic instead over a different card. I don't even remember what one it was. But it's not much different, but I've been playing a Ponza style list and I wanted to try Mono Red and I liked the way his list was looking, but you know, we'll see if it was just a recorded situation, which I think he does long form now where there's like no cuts. So it was going pretty well, it looked pretty fun, and we're just going to dive into the games and enjoy it as we can. Okay, bro, I get it. Oh, got my pretty sweet. Place tap to get it out of the way. Idea's there, but the good world he's got to decide. Okay. I have no idea. Pop this. It does turn this off, kind of. Obviously, they're most likely going to have an amount of basics just being blue-red. The 1-0, so this kind of has like a super trample effect. Avengers Disassembled is going to be okay here. Definitely struggling from the draw in this spot. If they overcommit, we kind of get it all back. If they don't overcommit, then they should be fine. Like this right here should be good enough, and this is exactly what they're doing. Playing just that alone on one more blue, and then I don't know what burst lightning. We're going to take so much damage here. And then something like a slick shot can just close out the game. They do nothing. All right. Obviously, it helps our mentality when it comes to the later turns. You can make any color, but I'd rather get rid of this just because this does cause them damage. If in case we randomly get to that point where this 4 is enough. Although, realistically, next turn this is going to piece it out. We are 100% really just focusing their blue this game. You need a lot of it to do things like boomerang basics into Storm Chaser's talent. Great catch here. Good one. They 1-3. They're keeping that up. Could just bounce this and hit me for a lot, I guess. Does take a lot away, but this isn't spell pierceable here, so we'll jam it. Problem the other way is definitely could get hit with the spell pierce. That's obviously what we were a little bit afraid of. This also brings the land in, stuns it, and they miss the land drop as we slowly thin out their situation here. Sure. And into the flood maw here. Opt, okay. Well, they don't do that on their turn here, so this prowess isn't as effective. It is prowess, so we do have to be careful of our disassembled. It's not like Valmore here where it's just a +1-0. Sleight of hand, sure. So then they kind of fully tapped it here. They could pay a red to pump this into this, which would survive. But if they fully tap out, then we just get to do the flashback nonsense, right? So 100% block here. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. I don't really care if they pump it. The turn inside out, pump, and remove this is okay with me. When our play here will be flashback, board wipe it, call it a day. Well, now it feels like I should hit their mountain. They already have the blue on lock, I guess. They only have blue left. I doubt it. Oh, they have no basics left. Okay. I don't know if there's one in here that matters. I guess boomerang basics on the level up here matters. Could technically exile all of it. Now we took red away. Something like a slick shot can't come in was the idea. Sometimes in these decks you'll play a certain amount of like blue basics because you want to play the other way. Sorry, I'm just trying to process what they're playing against me here. Really need to draw off this. We don't want to exile their graveyard. Holy. I mean, we do feel a lot better if we limit their mana down, right? We'll see. Your shot's pretty good. We can take out one of these creatures then. We don't want to use this red mana. Got this one. They have one land. Goal to go. Then we're going to play this. Which, kind of whatever. They do find another land, so they have two. And it's a red, so they definitely could slick shot me here. Back for 4. Maybe a bit more. Already played a land, so we're taking 5 here. We'll see what's up. Sure. Oh. I could get this online, but I think I'm going to take the guaranteed answer here. In comparison to not. This could just hit something goofy, right? I guess I don't know what it hits that I don't answer this. But if it gets weird where we just hit the 4-drop dragon and then nothing comes of it. Yeah, we pawns it out blue-red, which is pretty sick. With that, we'll move on. My opponent is first. You have graveyard hate, board wipe, good tablet to accelerate to this, so it feels correct. So here it seems a bit weird. I guess we'll go vacuum, even though vacuum can be annoying to resolve every turn. But if they attack, I do want to exile my card of choice before they get the choice. But yeah, we're in the mono white. No surprise here, to be honest. This is an instant, so I guess we hold for their 1-drop, right? The one that throws creatures by 1 counter if an enchantment enters. Really weirdly out of touch right now. So I'm going to take a little extra damage here from this guy, just so I can clear them all next turn. Save this as my removal. Obviously, I'd love to tablet here, but maybe if I did do that, I could tablet. We'll take out a land because we can. Waste of value here. This is not a creature-heavy deck where they have a ton of creatures just to keep going and going and going on. Gonna go ahead and use this, get it out of the way, start exiling the creatures. This is a later game win con, I guess. That was the card I was wanting to answer more than anything. Could have the protection. They can give a double strike here. You have a mountain to play, so we'll play a tablet. Okay. Does give me responses, so we just go ahead and fire this off here, and if they do something, then I get to fire magic and take it out. If they get everything committed, they have 2 flash spells, then sure, they got it, right? So with that, we'll take the game and move on. Another on the draw. I think we keep here, right? Could be good enough in terms of drawing this card. We have a tablet. Can help pay for this, obviously not for 2 mana, but for 1. Not like the worst. Oh, have fun. I really do want to get the rest, and then my opponent just immediately pick them up. That'd be pretty funny. But onto the battlefield tapped. This is a sorcery. That's fine. It left on top, so we're going to go ahead and pop their land immediately. Force them to shuffle. They did leave this on top. Could have just been another land, but as long as we can mess up their game plan a little bit, obviously we'll gladly do so. Another tablet rip's pretty incredible. Because they are on duress and stuff, we might just jam this and lose the value of the card we hit, because we do have 2 of our 2 flashbacks in our hand. And we have 2 of our creatures in our hand, so if it's a situation where That matters. They go tablet as well. Maybe they're Ponza. They are Ponza. Ponza together if they'd like. Playing the rest. I believe they're on Ash's list if I had to put a guess to it. Which being in black does limit your options whenever your opponent can just blow your stuff up. So I could go tablet now, or I could just isolate another one of their black sources, which probably not worth. They're gonna have this, so let's just go here. Let me rip my braid right here. Another tablet. That's actually kind of tough. Another tablet hit's kind of brutal because now this tablet's left alone. But we'll see. I think if they're copying the exact list, I only think there's like 2 duresses. And these should be good in this match. Good. Yeah. Fine. I do play a lot of basics, so in terms of the basic war, I think they're on 9 basics in total. We're 1 turn behind here. We do have a land, and we get to set them a turn back as well. But the difference between this matchup, actually, by the way, is going to be the fact that we are playing these. They are not. I think. If they're on Ash's list, oftentimes when she posts a deck list, I see it on the ladder at some point. Be good at curating the deck list to do well. Sitting on 4 mana for spells. There could be a situation where they want to clear this board. I'll gladly do so. It could just be impractical joking here. I have another copy, so I'm not that broken up. But if it's a disassemble, blow this up, sure. Looks like. And especially if they use a flashback here for it. The one with more basics, I think. Bro, Molten Collapse. Okay. That's a pretty good card. I missed my land. It's a bit annoying. Go here. I'll cut again. Maybe take all their black mana away from them. Should be playing some amount of black basics. If they're not, then I know they're not on that list. Yeah, there it is. Be on Burst Lightning, maybe? I don't know what the pause is here, just one in the red. But no black mana. They could obviously play a black source. There's a demo field, sure. So that's going to get answered. Fin Fang, that's fine. Like, not fine, but, you know. Can definitely thin us quite a bit. Okay. The getting put right under is kind of annoying. I have to now use the flashback here to target this. Use this. Let's take out their demo field so they don't have a free sack outlet. You can blow up my lands, but I'm not letting them do it for free. There's a land, thankfully. I don't have anything to answer anything, so we just hold here. We really needed to get this online a turn earlier, but hopefully we're not going to get super punished. Another one of these can be really annoying because that'll stall us for 1 more turn. Could just go in here. They're flashbacking Avengers Disassembled. That doesn't matter to me. That's fine. We're going to double target to grow this, which is okay. Yeah, I have nothing to do this. Oh, they'll answer their own creature for me, I guess. On a red. I don't have enough to damage this at 1 toughness, which sucks, but you have a 3rd Hellkite, but it does nothing to their battlefield, so this turn is definitely a jam one of these. We could hit another tablet if we're lucky enough. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it'll matter. Might as well cast it, right? And a braid. The price of freedom. Take out their artifact. We blow up one of their black sources. Maybe it should be red. I think they're majority red. Stopping colors that interact with me is also good. Take out that. Hold this land, I guess. Through here. Pass. We're struggling a bit to ever answer this. I don't really know what our answer would be. Sure. Rest, maybe? No. Okay. You have 2 of these resolving every turn. That is something. Oh, well. Look, we can match them. Fire Magic, Avengers, so 3 and 3. So I could just do this for 1. So let's do this for 3. And we'll obviously destroy a land of theirs. I still just... I want to save this because I can Hellkite that, right? So 3... If I do 2 here, I can actually flash this back and then answer the thing, right? It has 2 toughness on it, so now I can flash back and abrade this. So got a little bit of answers coming our way. So if I go here, I can then go 3 flashback abrade. Yeah, we have to somewhat try to start closing this game. Abrade. No, Braid might not be the best choice. Pop all that. I guess it should have been a Thunder Magic. It's actually a bit of a mistake by me. A Braid would have been nice in case they played another tablet to have, but I guess I'm using my flashback there regardless, and I only have the 2, so they're kind of gone forever. I have a pause on my instep. I say they're tapped out. They're done. Flash in Solitude. What the modern Ponzalist is kind of doing. Not have that great of a showing lately. Oh, here comes the other cover up. Sure. I don't even know what to take. They don't know my hand, so this is a blind pick. I could just eventually Great Haul them, but we're gonna Hellkite, blow up one of their lands. Hope it's enough. This is the other reason why I thought maybe isolating the black mana was important. I don't know what they even choose here. If I'm going to take win conditions away, I probably would focus the Hellkites, but I don't know. What a weird matchup, though. Might just be trying to think of what actual cards I'm playing a lot of. Is you want to thin out the deck. Their win condition right now is to deck me. I literally don't know. Did they take mountains? That's kind of funny if they did. It's what they should take, actually, now that I think about it. It means I'm going to hit only gas for the rest of the game, though. I will say. I don't think they took all the lands. Oh, Ghost Vacuum can actually do it, yeah. So I can start exiling all the creatures. Take their demo field. They took my mountains, I can't afford to let them do that. Yeah, exiled their creatures. Okay. I don't know if they knew, but... Go here. I guess I can exile mine, right? I can exile my Hellkites and stuff. Here. A lot of basics out for them now. There's 2 swamps. I believe it was 4 and 5 if I actually wanted to guess here. So I know their graveyard exists, but mine also does with Hellkite, so I'd like to take it. Oh, that's a lot of lands to hit. But they're still in there. We're gonna keep trying to thin here. Although a low part of me thinks I should just do this, but I decline. We don't need to go any further here. Now I'm looking to bring up my land on this end step here. We hold for deadly cover up so they can't flashback target it. Okay. Rest and sure. That's a pretty good hit overall. I have another Hellkite in here, which is pretty nice. For each player, destroy up to one non-basic land. Up to one. Okay. Yeah. Decline. We'll take out their deadly cover up here. I don't have to cast this, but I am. Okay, this is actually fantastic. Here. Here. Yes. Here, I don't know. To pump this guy to 1,000,000. So definitely taking out their black mana here. I think that'll be all their black sources. Depending. They're out of basics entirely, it looks like. I think we end up one-shotting them here. We're at 13. No. If you cast this instant or sorcery, it targets an artifact or land. Copy that. Buzzsaw's an artifact. That's funny. It was an artifact. We got it because of that. Good game. That was a tough one. That was crazy. We're down to 9 cards. Their whole plan was to mill us out. I cannot believe Buzz being an artifact actually made the difference there. That is actually absurd. I didn't think that worked on creatures. Because if you read here, targets artifact or land. Copy that spell. This is an artifact creature. So it actually got them punished there. That is crazy to think about. That's the reason we end up just winning that game. At least right there, right? Because we could have won it maybe next turn. Who really knows? But they have another improbable... they have another one of these coming off the top. So who really knows? But we'll take it. I like that mono red now. Like, if you see a red land, you actually have no idea what it is anymore. There's a scavenger, sure. Do have Avengers disassembled, so we could just like pop a basic, call it a day, but I'm probably gonna try to fire magic here. Force him to play it now. So when I disassemble them, I will answer this. Yep. Hopefully, anyway. Go to 3 here. Sure. What do we just try to see here? I think I need to accelerate my mana base and miss the value and then try to sear this. Wow, they have another one potentially? Oh, that sucks. We'll see. They have 2, we just lose to that. Yeah, like I'm not going to be able to beat that. That's on me, I guess, for not just removing it. But the odds of them just having 2 of those is absurd, right? Yeah, they got it, bro. The Arena Gods gave him 2, and I lose to it, but it is what it is. I mean, most likely you can always force one out and then play into it. But even if I would have done it the other way, I still lose that game, which is absurd to think about. But yeah, sure. Wow. I don't think we can keep this. Sure, and then I have to throw the really expensive card back. We're just gonna play against monocolored decks now. Yeah, I mean that's on par, to be honest. why it was mono white now into mono green. Ponza. We put cards that say blow up land, and they're like, all right, well, you've had enough fun. Like, all right, my bad. So this doesn't really matter. Ghost vacuum. Although doing this kind of reveals what I'm playing, I guess. But I would like to just go ahead and throw it out. Get another card draw, cycle it through. Oh, this is actually gonna be good. I think. Be very good. Hopefully this leads into not absolutely getting crushed, as sometimes it has. Also, never blow this up. If you're blowing this up, you're trolling. So they get this land back if you blow it up with this, and they get another land. Not good. Doesn't really matter in mono green. I mean, it matters in mono green, obviously, but it doesn't matter as much here because they don't have white. But the green white deck, you have to be super careful about. Blew up 2 lands and they still hit all their land drops. Reach non-human creature you control, get a 1/1. Okay. Well, I feel pretty confident this Scorching Shot was a pretty good rip. It's just, all right. Well, just like my opponent last game, it's happening for me. Unless I draw nothing but lands here, obviously, that'd be pretty tough. This one, I guess. We're probably gonna have to go with this as a potential win condition. Wait. Sorry for this. Put a creature. Each of them is a 1/1 addition to their other type. Wait. If we bring this back, it comes in as a 1/1 with -5 counters. Yeah, that seems great. That seems awesome. Let's go Hellkite here. That's actually really funny. We get their Earthband land, get it out of the way. Kind of saving this for the Scorching Shot. I really want to do it just to show it because I think it's funny, but I shouldn't. I should not. I should be consistent. All right, so everything's good. We cast everything. So, flashbacking thing now would be just golden, right? But then how do I ever answer an Ouroboros? Then how do I answer the board, I guess? Maybe they'll just concede and it doesn't matter. All right, cool. Maybe they'll just concede and it doesn't matter. Because again, I don't know how I answer an Ouroboros after this, but I also don't know how I answer it during this. Because the problem is, if they play Ouroboros here, and I go grab Scorching Shot, these have all grown. And maybe not much, but it's a way bigger threat, and especially if a second one comes down. And then now this is a 3/3, 2/2, and a 2/3. And it's just, I'm at 11. So it's not like I'm at such a high life total that I can boast over and over. I do have a block and a block on an Ouroboros, so it's kind of going that route with it. And then hopefully maybe I can just exile enough stuff, bring it all back, and then just use that to block over and over and over again because it doesn't have trample. Till I find a way to close out the game or remove it, but I don't even know if that exists. So with that, we'll move on. All right, I go first. Let's hope I don't mess this game up. I probably realistically could have won that Aura game if I would have just not been greedy with my fire magic. But I really was just like leading it all into the disassembled. Which if it works, then obviously I feel like I win that anyway. This is the repeated bounce stack. Do I just abrade this? I think I'm chilling for now. If they put a creature on the stack that I think they're going to flicker here, I'll definitely do it. They have to have a creature in play. Second drum. Okay. Maybe I will just use my braid to be efficient here. Why not? Oh, maybe I should just wait for this. I mean, I'm definitely waiting for it when it comes to doing my other stuff here. I don't have anything to exile, but it could matter, I guess. Okay. Oh, this is best case scenario for us. Activate, I guess. really want to play this now. The Shelter by Ghost feels so bad. Honestly, does that even matter? Yeah, let's jam. I'm here to play this guy. I want to play it. A Shelter comes in and then I do this and it's like whatever, right? I want to play this. I want to do it twice. But I went into mono white, mono green, and the mono white again. I want that to be known. Mono green, mono white. Or mono white, mono green, mono white. 2 other Ponza, by the way. So they had 9 basics as well. Although, to be fair, they've given me non-basic targets. Oh, this is actually so bad. Actually, never mind. This catches everything. That was the idea. Is that for 2, if I do get to do this, I get to catch everything. Sure. Fine. Again, bad, sort of. This does 6 damage, we have to remember. And honestly, now it's just like a bigger blowout, right? But I've got punished? Yeah. But honestly, I don't think I could have beat this next turn. So it's weirdly that I got punished for this, but I also kind of weirdly got rewarded. They played their land. They're tapped out. No drum, no nothing. So this is a free block. Goes away. And a good follow-up play after. If I rip a land. Get a lot of options. Here. And here. Yeah. Because this goes up by 2, and it happens before the resolution, it lives. Well-designed card for that matter. And Cosmo Grant will be going under this Ghost Vacuum. That is now my card. Obviously, because we're in a situation that we do need to close out the game, we will hit them for 5. We do have a 5/7. I guess one more land doesn't even get this, right? So I am not in the clear. Funnily enough. Could have left those other lands in demo field, but this is only spell. Yeah, instant or sorcery. Probably, honestly, probably need to pick up the Shepherd and keep cycling it. That was them. Yeah, here we go. I'm 1 mana short on this, and I drew a 7-drop. Am I surprised? No. Would I ever be surprised in this situation? Absolutely not. I won't be surprised if we draw the rest of these. Or we'll draw the other one of this. So we only play 2 of these, so. I can't really bring up my land in good faith. I know that. They're just trying to go as wide as they can here, which I totally get. Yep. Being a combat extra, but one counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Yeah, that'll do it. For the Flyers. Don't want to make Bishop any more of a target than he already is. Take the save. You have an answer for the agent. Nice. Turn. Yeah. That helps immediately get to these, which is nice. Wow. I told you we were going to find the other one. Thankfully, it just happened in the correct order. I can go to the graveyard all day. I do not care. Just immediately, by the way. I told you we'd find another big one, but thankfully, somehow a tablet was slotted in between there. And honestly, it might just be activate this instead, funnily enough. Sacrifice this, put each creature card exiled with its artifact onto the battlefield under control with a flying counter on it. Each of them is a 1/1 in addition to its other types. Okay. Yeah, so we get to put this, and this is a cast, which I think you cast them all. And then, yeah. No, they just get put on the battlefield, actually. They don't get cast. Never mind. A lot of 1/1s. A lot of pixies running around. But, you know, if I had a flashback and Avengers disassembled, I wouldn't be too upset with that. I don't know how many more 1-drops they have. Do they have at least one more? Oh, they have another one. I'm at 17, so the mouse play isn't as threatening. Okay, well, I guess I couldn't at this point just activate my ghost vacuum, so I stopped getting priority holds. And now they can just take their turn. I probably should have just done that ahead of time. Never mind. I'm just going to make my opponent concede, which I'm not opposed to. All that work, all that grind, all that effort. It's a tough one, that's for sure. They're sticking around, which is admirable, that's for sure. Guess I can't even activate it, but I have 4 pixies. Oh, okay. Good rip to keep them in the game. If I had to pick a rip for them to have, it's definitely one of them. Make 2 1-1s, yeah. Actually, still just in this game, but we'll see. And then they have this to get off this. Yeah, they're still here. I'm not going away. Do I just do this now? I get to make a lot of creatures. Maybe. Let's just stall 1 turn. Let's do this. Let's do here and here, I guess. We'll just hold. Now we're just kind of sitting here. I don't know what this draw can be. And the thing is with this, I'm going to cast 2 spells. Oh, good card. This game is weirdly getting drug out. Could I just jam this and maybe just 1? Yeah, but I can also not by hitting like a tablet and flashback maybe, and I don't have a board wipe in there. And bounce cycling this was crazy though. Another memo. However, I'm going to get to do the thing you're doing, but for free every turn. Your shot, price, here. Oh, we'll put a counter. And then we can, I think price can actually target an artifact, right? I'm not trolling with my braid. Am I allowed to be way more flexible? Let me read this card, please. Oh, it can hit an artifact. Okay, so we can hit these if they have it with that. For some reason, I thought this was limited to just land. But yeah, I mean, we're not going to necessarily wipe their board here, but we're going to take out their best threat. I guess this may be the best threat, really. But we're going to take that out. We're going to put 1 counter on everything. And then, honestly, I guess we just get there in the air, right? Because it gives everything a flying counter. So, yeah, this game's just over. Okay, so with that said, it ran pretty well, honestly, overall, other than the white mistake I made. And then I conceded the first game, I think. I might have lost 2. I might have lost 1 at the very beginning. And then I conceded 1 because roommate showed up. So I was talking to them, and I just, like, I respect my roommate, you know. I'm gonna just talk to him as a human, you know. Yeah, don't talk to me, bro. I'm sure I'm recording. I'm just kidding, obviously. But yeah, it works out well. The other thing that I like about this deck is affordability. I think is pretty okay because it's mono red, so you get away with a lot. Flashbacks are also rare. Maybe not. I mean, realistically, that's not that bad when it comes to this, because these are uncommon. These are rares, and then this land you could definitely just cut. This land, I don't think you need this land at all, to be honest. I made that 1 creature. I guess they deadly covered up me, but I think they were going to do that anyway, so I'm not really sure that this is worth. If you don't have these, just don't even bother crafting them, to be honest. You're going to play them very seldomly, and only if this deck is probably just not worth. But overall, Hellkites are pretty cool. You could go with maybe less of them. If you have randomly 3 of these and 3 of these, just split them. You don't have to necessarily craft another one here. You can probably just not play Hellkites if you don't want to. I think it's a pretty good card and it does do a lot. You could play the Buzz card, but weirdly enough, as you saw from my opponent, it was a big backfire. It's just more or less a way to save you rares. So if you do have that Buzz card, you can definitely play it here. And then obviously these are kind of a requirement, unfortunately, and that's 4 mythics. And then the Avengers disassembled is kind of a requirement. This could technically be another Soul Guide Lantern, but we saw why this card can be valuable. And then the flashbacks are like flashbacks at 2 of is a pretty safe craft. You'll play it in a lot of decks, especially if you're playing the bigger kind of mana decks like this. If you're playing decks that play this, you're going to be playing this, and it's not really debatable there. So with that said, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.